Hello everyone, I'm Sahil Srivastav and I'm currently studying MBBS at UCMHTH in Bhairava. So today's topic is how to study physics efficiently in plus 2 or in class 11 and 12. So let me tell you something about physics. It is far most the most interesting subject of all the plus 2 subject you have, including physics, chemistry, bio and whatnot. So this is far most the best subject if you know the concepts, and it is the most practical subject. You can actually apply everything in your day-to-day basis and you can relate everything. Okay, so the best thing about physics, if you do understand it, you will get a good rank and you will actually be in the top 1%. So it is actually the rank deciding and the rank differentiating subject. So there's a big rumor. Okay, I know all of you have listened this once in your life. Okay, if before joining class 11 and 12 or before after completing your class 10th, that physics is the most complex subject or the most hardest subject you will, or the most hard subject you will ever encounter. So why does it feel that way? So the first thing is it requires immense amount of time and effort. Everything you have studied in class 10, it doesn't matter actually, because there's a big gap. See, this is class 10 and this is class 12, and there's a big gap here. Okay, you have, your brain isn't actually that matured for that level of understanding, because physics is actually not taught in a very good manner in your class 10. Okay, so it will acquire your time and effort. If you don't study it, you will feel like leaving the stream or changing it to like some commerce and arts. So yeah, it requires actually a huge amount of time, and you have to study, study, because this is actually very important. This is actually a very important subject. So the thing why it feels that way is that people run in mugging up things. If there's a formula, okay, if there's a formula, then you start mugging up and you don't know where it actually will appear. Okay, and you just don't acquire the concepts. It means like, for example, okay, for example, if you know force is equal to mass into acceleration, so you don't know where it is going to be applied or how it is going to be applied or where did it came from, then I fear that you won't understand physics. And the third reason why it feels that way is that the teachers are actually boring and underqualified. So I'm not talking about all colleges. Okay, I was very lucky that my college had very good teachers, and the institute I went in had a very like good teachers of physics. There will be some teachers, like I won't blame the whole faculty or whole physics department, but there are certain one or two teachers who are actually very intelligent, but they can't teach it that way. They make it feel boring, or they don't feel like that. Okay, so let me go through it. So, and another reason why does it feel very complex is that there's complex mathematics and numericals. So if you don't know the basic mathematics, you will get afraid of this. So the better part comes here. Why I'm here, why I'm telling you all of this, to make you feel better about yourself, because I have gone through the same phase. Like in class 11th, I didn't study it, and all of that. I didn't actually studied physics in that good way, but yeah, I loved physics in class 11 because I used to do the thought experiment and so on. And okay, so how to make it feel interesting, coming back to the topic, learn from good teachers and find the practical applications of it. If you are just going to write it down, mug it up, you won't find it uh, interesting. So yeah, you have to find the practical applications of it. I will tell you a short story in some time. Okay, so the second thing, go well prepared in class, stay ahead of the course. I have actually told you a lot of time that classes are not for studying, it's just for revision. If you go in your class without preparing, it's of no use. So actually stay ahead of the course, like 1 or 2 chapter. Okay, that will make you feel good, that will make you feel brilliant. Actually, that will boost up your ego. I'm just kidding. Okay, so yeah, and the third thing is know basic mathematics that is required for physics. Like you should know the basic integration and differentiation. I will tell you this, where if you haven't studied it, like if you don't study mathematics, if you are poor in mathematics, then you will feel difficult and have a hard time studying physics. So yeah, first clear your basic integration and differentiation, go to YouTube, find some good teachers. And if you have taken mathematics in plus 2 only, if you have gone for PCMB, then you won't feel like the numerical part very complex. Okay, and read books, especially the reason based questions. Okay, so you know, reading books is important. I have actually amplified a lot of time that reading books actually makes you feel good, actually makes me feel good. You will eventually feel good if you read books. Just first take the lectures and then jump into books with highlighter. Okay, so you, when you go through the second time during your revision, you will feel a bit easier. So fall in love with physics. I actually fell in love with physics when I was entering in class 12. In the last 1 or 2 months of class 11, I actually performed a lot of thought experiment. I will tell you, like, so this was my room. Okay, this is my room. Okay, first this is my door. Okay, this is the door of my room, and I was a quite lazy kid, so this is my window. So when I studied that Bernoulli principle, I thought let's do an experiment. So this was my window, and the wind used to come from here. So this is my bed. Okay, I'm sleeping here. Okay, and I used to open this window, and the wind used to come from here and used to pass out. Okay, so the pressure here used to decrease, and the pressure beside the door used to increase, and the door automatically goes and shuts down. Okay, shuts, just get closed. Okay, so this was just an example. And the second example I would give, that when I used to come from college. Okay, this is the path I used to take. And when I studied Doppler effect that day. Okay, and when I used to come from college, I used to listen the increase in frequency when some car was, or some vehicle was behind me, and used to listen to the decrease in frequency when it used to go ahead of me. Okay, so that is something. And do watch some sci-fi movie, science fiction movie, if you like. I have watched Interstellar and Genius, Albert Einstein. This is a Nat Geo biography, and know about the scientists, know about how charming their life was. I actually watched Oppenheimer today, and I have realized that during that period, during that 1950s era, people used to value scientists more than the TikTok stars or the Reels star. Okay, media used to go behind scientists, and not just used to like in today's context, celebrities are those who appear in movies or reels or TikTok and all. But at that time, the press and the media was behind scientists, that which theory are they gonna propose, which thing they are gonna propose. Okay, so that was a good time. You will love this series actually, Genius. I will emphasize on this. And this movie also, Christopher Nolan is a very good director and a very good you say storyteller. So yeah, if you want to just watch these two movies, you will actually feel that scientist among like inside you. Okay, and read books like A Brief History of Time. I have read this book, A Brief History of Time, in class 10, I guess, when after the 10th board. Okay, so I will just jump into the resources. The books you should follow is that the first thing you should follow is that the book that is provided by the college. I used Asmita publication and Advanced IAM publication. The second book, that's Love. Okay, that's my favorite book. This is H.C. Verma. H.C. Verma, it appears like this. Okay, this is, I still have this book. I've just passed it on to my little brother, my younger brother. Okay, so this is, and the third thing you should do is that you should read the modules and solve MCQ out of it. I had this module. If you can just differentiate which institute is this. Okay, this is names module. And then I used PDF of NCERT. I actually had NCERT in the paperback. Okay, but if don't buy it. I think that it's just waste of money and all. Just download it from somewhere. I would recommend like LibGen or Telegram. Okay, you can message me. Okay, please take my ID if you want to message. Okay, this is my IG, Instagram ID. Okay, I will provide you these books. And the video resources I would recommend is that Physics Wala is more than enough. Okay, I solely prepared all of my physics from this guy, this very guy. He's the best teacher of physics I have came across in my whole lifetime. Okay, and if you want to read it in Nepali, you can just go with this guy, this man, this handsome man, Iraj Parajuli. I actually used his lecture for boards sometime, and for like in the common entrance exam, which I just recently passed out. I mean, I just recently got a good rank. I used this man, Ram Tiwari. He's actually a good teacher, and yeah, I'm proud that I just found him somewhere and my friend recommended it. Okay, so just think that is important. I will just tell you, just make separate copies for video lectures, and that will help you during the entrance preparation too. If you are watching like this, if you're watching a video, okay, and this is that Alak Pandey sir is teaching, okay, just make a separate copy and it will help you. It helped me. I studied all the electrodynamics and electrostatics from that, and everything in class 12 I've studied from that in like 1.5x, 1.25x, and made a separate note copy, and that helped me during my entrance preparation too. And stay ahead of your course. I will just focus on this thing once more. Classes are for revision and not for studying for the first time. Just don't go to class without studying. Okay, in your 11th and 12th, you will find physics very, very difficult, and that clear your backlogs. If you have some backlogs of class 11, if you are studying currently in class 12, just clear your backlogs in holidays or spare times. If you want, I can make a video on how to study physics of class 11 in class 12. I did that because I didn't studied in class 11. Okay, so yeah, and the last thing I would like to add is that don't miss practicals. Okay, practicals will help you. Just don't go to the practical lab with the sole purpose of completing your practical copy. If you are going to practicals, just know all the concept, why is it happening and how is it happening. So yeah, that would all be from my side for today. If you want something, just message me here, salsri.exe. Okay, that's all. Thank you and a goodbye.